there. Welcome to the Movie Review Mom YouTube channel. I'm the mom and I do the movie reviews. And my goal is to save you time and money by giving you the inside scoop on filmmaking quality and content so that you can decide whether or not you want to spend time or money or both watching a particular film. So today, the movie I'm reviewing is called Space Cadet. This comedy about training astronauts is now available on Amazon Prime. It's rated PG-13 and is pretty family friendly, but I'll give you tips for parents here in just a minute. The length is an hour and 50 minutes, and my overall movie review mom grade is probably hovering around a B to B minus. So I'm going to give you tips for parents, themes worth talking about. I'll give you an overview in a nutshell. I'll list the things I liked, the things I didn't like. I'll point out funny lines, interesting lines, and finish up with recommendations for other films that are sort of similar that you might also like or like better even. But before we get started, I wanted to share today's featured product, which is a NASA t-shirt, since that's featured in the movie and what the movie is sort of about. It's an Amazon link that you can click, and it's down below in the description. It's a super cute t-shirt, and it's an affiliate link, so it doesn't cost you any more to buy it through this link, but Amazon will send me a few little pretty pennies just for telling you about this product. All right, enough of that, on with the movie. So in a nutshell, this goofy story is about Rex, a Florida party girl who turns out to be the only hope for NASA in a space program after a fluke puts her in training with other candidates who may have better resumes, but don't have her smarts, her heart, or her moxie. The film was directed and written by Liz W. Garcia. So quick tips for parents. We see women wearing skimpy clothes with some cleavage. Lots of alcohol is consumed. There is talk of the death of a parent. There is profanity, including an F-bomb. I only heard one. There are drug references, and there's a racist joke about white people. Now, if white people make racist jokes, that is horrible. But for some reason, everybody else can make racist jokes about white people. Why is that? Anyway, I don't want to get all political. I'm just noting what I observed. Anyway, some of the themes that are illustrated very well are making your dreams come true, NASA, of course, believing in yourself, dreaming big, taking action on your dreams, thinking outside the box, and friendship. So here's the list of things that I really liked about this film. And it starts off with Emma Roberts. I thought that this was a really good role for her. I've seen her in a few other movies, and for some reason, I just like her. I want her to do well. Well, it doesn't hurt that Julia Roberts is her relative, but I think that she's got some talent. She's young, and I think she gets better with each project. The rest of the cast includes a lot of women who are supposed to be better than the men in the film. So what else is new? We were seeing a lot of that. This is the age of the woman. And if I were a guy, I'd be getting really tired of that. I'm a woman and I'm kind of getting tired of that. It just is happening in almost every movie nowadays. The list in the cast includes Poppy Lou, Gabrielle Union, Kahu Verma. I hope I pronounced that name correctly. Desi Leidick, Dave Foley, haven't seen him in a movie in a while, the handsome Tom Hopper, and many more. The movie features a high school reunion. And so I'm wondering, have you ever been to one? They can be really fun and inspiring, or else they can make you feel like you haven't done anything with your life. And that's what happens to the protagonist in this movie. I've gone to all of my high school reunions. I was the senior class president. And so I was sort of in charge of planning them. That was part of my role without realizing it when I ran for class president. However, the first year when we had our 5-year reunion, I was out of the country. So other people had to plan the reunion. And I just have loved the evolution of these reunions. After 5 years, nobody has really had time to do a whole lot. Everybody's either still in college or working or whatever. And so I heard that my classmates just kind of partied and trashed the hotel. So then at the 10-year reunion, everybody was trying very hard to impress each other, all dressed very formally, and which, is what happens in life. And yet I saw a dissolving of some of those social lines between the jocks and the nerds. And I just loved that. Then at the 20-year reunion, all of those lines blurred and people were just celebrating life and talking about their accomplishments, yes, but also talking about their failures, divorces or job losses and that kind of thing. It was really fun. At the 25-year reunion, we decided to do one that soon after the 20th. It was just a love fest. Everybody just loved being together and just talking about life and just having fun and dancing. And then I missed the last one because I had other travel plans. And I heard that there was a little bit of a regression and some people just kind of got drunk and trashed the hotel again. So I'm really curious to see what's going to happen at the next one. Anyway, I highly recommend them. But back to the movie. Fun fact, the dormitory is the Rhinestone Dormitory. Now, Rhinestone was the name of Sandra Bullock's character in the movie Gravity. Did you see that one? I got super dizzy watching it, but I loved the ending. And I think it's appropriate because this is about NASA. And of course, she was a NASA astronaut that was floating around up in space. The soundtrack for this movie is a lot of fun. And I love the slow motion astronaut walking sequences. I think ultimately the target audience for this movie is really maybe a 9 to a 13-year-old girl. I think they'll really get a kick out of this. Now, I'm not saying other people can't enjoy it, but I just think that's probably the target of the audience that's going to love this the most. Now, onto the list of things that I didn't like or just thought could have been done differently or better. For example, Rex seemed kind of normal at the beginning of the movie, a little quirky maybe, but not a space cadet like when we think of, space cadets. But then she suddenly turns into this crazy wild girl once she gets to NASA and kind of seems more of a space cadet while she's being a cadet going to space. Anyway, the film has an error in it when they refer to meteors as meteorites, just in case that kind of stuff bugs you. I think it would have just slipped right past me. But then after I was thinking about it, I was like, wait a minute. As if NASA wouldn't have thoroughly researched all of the astronaut candidates. What we see is the person who's accepted the candidates after hundreds of people have applied and then starts to go into the background and research these candidates. So there's sort of a slow unveiling or a slow discovery that this girl has no actual qualifications to be there. Anyway, all of the characters are super over the top, which is fine. But if you're looking for a realistic movie, this is not it. One of the lessons that I started worrying about is, do we want to teach people that it's okay to lie, make your dream come true? Now, I'm not going to give you any spoilers, but there is more to it than that. There's a terrible musical number when the leading actors are singing karaoke together. And if they had just started singing and then quickly ended and went to a different scene, that would have been fine. But it kind of went on and it wasn't good. And so I'm like, somebody stop this. Now, I can't sing either, so I'm not one to talk, even though I am the one talking. There is a green screen moment that is pretty obvious, but otherwise everything looked pretty believable. And then ultimately the movie in the story is just super predictable. So whenever I watch movies, I write down lines that are funny or interesting to share with you so you can get a taste for the writing. And so I'll share some of them with you right now. You can see all of them on my written review at moviereviewmom.com. So young Rex, as a little girl, says, "I love you, NASA." And we learned that that's been a lifelong dream of hers to go into NASA. And as an audience, we always want to see people reach their dreams, right? Now, there's this cute line where she finally is going on to NASA and she's been invited to go into this space cadet program. And so she just looks kind of like a space cadet, not like the actual space cadet, but kind of a dingy girl, party girl. And so this little boy sees her walking onto the NASA headquarters and he says to his mom, "Is that an astronaut?" And the mother looks at her and says, "Not with my tax dollars, she's not." I just thought that was kind of funny. Now, there were some cute lines that are also interesting lines. For example, the first one is spoken by Emma Roberts' character. Her name is Rex. And she says, I was hit with a meteor shower of truth. And you could tell that she's so entrenched in the world of outer space, and she wants this goal so badly that it actually works into her vocabulary and her conversations, which I think is really cute. Another really interesting line that I hope young girls are going to pay attention to is when she says, I made good decisions because I valued myself. And it shows all the things that she did well until one of her parents became very sick and died, and she had to put her goals aside to take care of family. And I know so many people have to do that. And yet she recognized that that was the most important thing to do at the time. So she also says in another line, just keep showing up and you'll get there. She's saying that to herself as advice, but also to somebody else who needs to hear that advice. And of course, to the listening audience, that's really good advice too. Now, one of the reasons why this character wants so much to get into space is because her mother really wanted this for her as well. Her mother's played by Kahu Verma, and the mother says, a little failure, a little embarrassment can't kill you, but giving up on yourself could. And she really believed in her daughter, and that helped her daughter to believe in herself. So there's another character played by Sam Robards, and he gives some advice to Rex. People call her Rexy sometimes too. And he says, go share your gifts with the world, Rexy. The world needs them. And I absolutely think that that's true. I loved that line. Now, whenever I watch movies, I instantly think of other films that I want to recommend. And so one that I think is just so great and is brand new is called Fly Me to the Moon. I just did a review of that. So I'm going to queue that one up so you can watch it and decide if that's something that you want to watch. But I just really enjoyed it. It's a brand new one out. And then another one that's been around for a while, but such a fun, great movie is called The Martian, starring Matt Damon. And it's got humor, it's got sciencey stuff and adventure and just a lot of good fun and so inspirational in the end. If my reviews are helpful, give them a thumbs up, comment down below, subscribe, you know the drill. Thank you so much for watching. And I really do hope that my reviews are helpful. So when you get a minute, run over and visit me on social media. I'm all over the place, Instagram, Facebook, either Twitter, all over. You can find me as Movie Review Mom, but you can also find me as Trina Boice, where you can learn about my books, my online courses, my products, and my other shenanigans. Have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.